Greetings, Berean Fellowship family. Sitting in my new office in our house by Lincoln, Nebraska. We have moved here and moved Diane's mother, Leela, in with us. And so far, that's going really well. And we are delighted that we can minister to her in this way. And when we're off ministering to the Berean Fellowship of churches in the future, our adult children can check in on grandma, as it were. So thank you all for praying for us. So you know that we have been fervently praying for you. I'm so proud of our Berean Fellowship. The vast majority of our churches responded in faith to this pandemic and adjusted and adapted and went to great lengths to continue to be connected to God's people and presenting sermons and worship services online. And I could not be more grateful for our Berean Fellowship. There has been a lot of collaboration, a lot of mutual help in figuring out how to do videos, etc. So we are so deeply encouraged by the faith of our Berean Fellowship family. Obviously, we are not able to travel to different churches now physically, but we are, of course, still able to preach digitally if you would like or need a guest speaker as it were. In fact, I just got done cutting a sermon for our Broken Bow Berean Church that they will air on Palm Sunday, and then also videoing another sermon for Resurrection Sunday for our Pleasant Point Community Church. So we are still available to you. There was a collective discouragement that set in amongst many of our church leaders this week when we found out we couldn't meet for Easter and that the quarantine was going to last into April, the end of April and maybe May. And so we want you to know to stay encouraged, hang in there. Present circumstances are not always circumstances, that you and I are seated in the heavenlies with Christ and we can have a different perspective and not be completely bound. Listen to the word of the Lord in Ephesians 2:6. For God raised us from the dead along with Christ and seated us with him in the heavenly realms because we are united with Christ Jesus. The reality is that we Christ ones are seated in the heavenlies and we are not just earthbound and earthbound by our circumstances or viruses, that we can live above. And so it's hard at times. It's discouraging at times. We are a group, I'm talking collectively as the church, who need and want to gather together. Right now we can't. But someday we will again, and oh my, is that going to be precious? And then, oh my, is it going to be so precious to be in heaven, declaring the worth of Jesus around the throne someday for eternity. So hang in there, Berean Fellowship. We love you. If you need us, contact us. Bye-bye.